I declare the congregation open. Pro-Chancellor, members of the university, guests, but very especially all of you graduating here today. It is an enormous pleasure to be able to welcome you all here in person on what is a very special occasion. I personally am thrilled to be a part of this celebration. It's wonderful to have graduation ceremonies back in the Great Hall. It's a particular special day to celebrate your achievements, the achievements of a generation who've had to deal with unusual challenges through COVID and through many other pressures. It has been a very difficult time to be a student. That's always true with the challenge of the study and for many the challenge of travel to come here. But a global pandemic just adds to that. Of course, we recognise too that there will be some amongst us who have lost loved ones, and my deepest sympathies go out to those of you affected in that way. But all of you, one way or another, will have had to have overcome unprecedented challenges to complete your degree. Therefore, a day like today is a very special testament to your resilience, to your determination, and of course should recognise the support you've had as well from tutors and academic colleagues, professional service colleagues, from families, from friends, from partners. And I know they too will be feeling justifiably proud of you and what you have achieved today and in what we're celebrating. So, we are here to celebrate the achievements of our students from Lancaster University Management School and from the University of Cumbria. I would also like to make a very special mention of our honorary graduand, Lord Liddell of Carlisle, about whom you will hear more later. So, for all of you, I'm delighted to welcome you to this ceremony. It's a formal occasion, but it's an event to be enjoyed, We're not on Zoom or Skype or doing this remotely, even if we are a bit socially distanced. So I do encourage you all to celebrate enthusiastically at the appropriate time, of course. So during the ceremony, do please clap, maybe even a cheer. It's a day of celebration and we want you to enjoy it too. It's a celebration for a day, but I suspect it may extend beyond today into the night. Who can say? What we are celebrating is a fact, namely that postgraduate degrees at Lancaster are not easy. Every single one of them has to be earned through commitment, through dedication, and through sheer hard work. So today we're celebrating the fact that each of you has proven that you have not just the intelligence, but also the resilience to rise to a challenge and to beat it. Postgraduate graduation ceremonies recognise the very significant commitment that you have given to your studies and your chosen field. The steps taken across the stage that you will make are symbolic of the hard work you've put in, but they're also footsteps to a new future that might await you. It's a footstep out of one era, but into a new beginning as an alumnus of Lancaster University. And you're joining a community of many thousands of Lancaster graduates from almost every corner of the world. It's a network which we hope will provide support and advice, as well as friendship, throughout your lives. It's a journey that you are taking those steps onto that we don't know where it will end, and so do please stay in touch with us. All of us on the stage, your tutors, your academics, are keen to know how your journey continues from here. Our students and our graduates are amongst our finest ambassadors, and so we hope that wherever your future takes you, you will continue to represent this university by becoming engaged in your local communities, helping us to build our reputation as world leaders and changing the world for the better. While you're doing that, we will also be here working hard to keep up our end of the bargain, securing the enduring value of the qualification that you have completed. Depending on the league tables you like best, we're in the top dozen of 130 universities in the country. And we're rising up the international league tables too, pushing that top 100 that we aspire to be in. Our research is world-class too, and the Research Excellence Framework measures it and is measuring it yet again. And we've been the Times and Sunday Times International University of the Year, and that further cements Lancaster as an elite university. It is a university too that will remain and has always been and will continue to be a university open to the world. That's reflected in our overseas campuses in China, in Ghana, in Malaysia, and most recently we've opened a campus in Leipzig in Germany. We are a global university, and particularly proud of the fact that our students come from more than 180 countries worldwide, and our staff too are reflected in that global community from Europe and beyond. It's a rich diversity that it brings to our campus, not just educational benefits, but it prepares our students for an increasingly global world. So today we celebrate the fact that you have graduated from a top-performing university. And you graduate with your peers from the Management School, one of the longest established business schools in the UK, with a track record of impactful research and outstanding teaching, itself research-informed. Success, in whatever form it takes, is inherently about people. Behind each of the successful individuals that you will see walk across the stage is that team of family, friends, and colleagues, working together to help all of us achieve our dreams and aspirations. On this special day, I would ask those of you graduating just to take time out to thank those who may have come with you, those who may not have been able to come, for the support that they've given you in bringing this graduation to be. It will, I'm sure, have made a real difference at vital times during your journey through the university. And I am really pleased that so many of those friends and family can be with us today. So, you are joining that special community of Lancaster graduates, 160,000 strong, and it's a community that expresses the very best of today's world. High achievers, great thinkers, top leaders, people making a difference in communities both local and global, in industry and in charity, in private companies and in public service. You all come from different backgrounds and will end up living and working in many different locations, doing many different things. But in the end, you are all bound together by that common history of your time spent with us here in Lancaster. You will take something of Lancaster with you too. Your memories, the friendships you've made, the tutors that you've met, the knowledge that you have gained, what you have learned from your studies. But above all, what I really hope that you will take away from Lancaster is what you've learned about yourselves. That if you persevere, it pays off. Follow your dreams, and you have found that you can rise to a higher level. If you listen to your hearts, you can achieve great things. You've done so already, and you will do so further. Each of you has proved that you have what it takes to make a success of life. So congratulations, enjoy the day today. I wish you all the very best for your future lives, whatever path that journey takes. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of Lancaster University Management School who are worthy to receive higher degrees of the university. Whilst people are getting lined up, I'll be reading the Doctor of Philosophies out first. And for these, we read the name of the graduate and the title of their thesis at the same time. So please pause your applause until we've got to the end of that, and then you can go wild, if that's okay. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Francis Izuagbe Garuba, robust and stochastic approaches to network design under demand uncertainty. Anna Stroginis, the use of contextual information in demand forecasting. Sophocles Zambirinis, disruption management in vehicle routing and scheduling. For the degree of Master of Research, Vsevolod Smirnov. For the degree of Master of Science, Mohammed Abau. Ritika Aurora. Kieran Aaron. Catherine Ashworth. Ishwar Badigia. Rodrigo Daniel Benitez Medana. Jean Bennett. Lisa Betts. Daniel Ian Biggs. Catherine Bird. Nicholas Bauer. Jack Brooke. Charlotte Brown. Andrew Bryce. Thomas Butterwick. Zhu Di Kai. Ian John Christian. Vicky Lee Davis. Leslie Michelle Diaz Tavera. Ian Dixon. Yan Rong Du. Lucy Fayadiesh. Robert Foat. Claire Fozard. Sonakshi Garg. Robert Granville Boyd Gomery. Sonal Gupta. Fei Han. Till Hassel. Lindsay Ann Hetko. Craig Anthony Hodgkinson. Deirdre Houghton. Xing Huang. Charlotte Hudnott. Lauren Rebecca Hurst. Richard James Lewis Jebb. Cameron Joseph Jones. Vamshi Krishna Reddy Kakani. Buluwatito Olajumaki Olani Pekun. Yongshuan Lei. I do apologise. Nicholas Katasaros. Bart Cool. No. Abdel Afid Larid. Chi Yu Lee. Jane May. Elizabeth McColgan. Ruth McHugh. Luke McKinley. Omoyeni Mebude. Liam Carl Monaghan. Matthew Morris. Joanne Myers. Deborah Nelson. Oyadiji Odukoya. No? Nikhalindra Venkata Sai Chowdhury Parvathani Eni. Tai Tui Ling Pham. Karen Price. Karthik Sharma Pooli. George Rogers. Kevin Sargent. Marco Shaker. Mark Richard Shepherd. Mark Singleton. David Smith. Thomas Smith. Lindsay Spires. Christopher St. Ledger. Aaron Story. Yu Young Tang. Sarah Thompson. Johan van Rooyen. Veneta Vavila Vishuta. Michael James Wallace. Victoria Williams. Louise Willis. Gareth Lee Yates. Lu Zhong.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon these members of Lancaster University Management School the degrees for which they have been presented. Many, many congratulations. Very well done.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I here present unto you Roger Baron Liddell of Carlisle for conferral of the degree of Doctor of Law, honoris causa. Lord Liddell was Lancaster's 8th Pro-Chancellor from 2013 till 2020, and during that time he presided over a period of exceptional growth and success for the university, which saw Lancaster consistently ranked highly in National League tables, be awarded gold in the inaugural Teaching Excellence Framework, be recognised as a research-intensive university in the 2014 Research Excellence Framework, and named the Times University of the Year in 2018 and International University of the Year in 2020. Roger is a proud Cumbrian, and his strong commitment to the region threads seamlessly through his life. Born in Carlisle as the son of a railway clerk and grandson of a coal miner, he describes himself as being a typical grammar school boy of the immediate post-war era, a beneficiary of the 1950s education system, starting from relatively humble beginnings, but being given the opportunity to progress at Carlisle Grammar School and on to study at Oxford. On entry to Queen's College, he was awarded the Wyndham Scholarship, £60 a year, given to the sons of men born in the county of Cumberland. His early Methodist upbringing influenced and shaped his political views, but it was particularly during his time in Oxford that they started to coalesce towards liberal social democracy. Roger enjoyed academia and the thrust of university life, and even speculated that he may have become an academic had he not been so utterly beguiled by politics. But you will see, as a self-declared political obsessive, this would become the dominant part of his career. Roger's first national role was as a political advisor to Bill Rogers in the Callaghan government of 1976. In 1981, Bill, as one of the Gang of Four, established the new centre-left Social Democratic Party, or SDP, and Rogers supported this fledgling party. Through SDP, he met his wife, Caroline, who's joined us today, and they married in 1983. But he is a brave man because he says this marriage helped to soften the blow of the outcome of the 1983 election. Following the disestablishment of the SDP in 1987, Roger's friend Peter Mandelson brought him back into the Labour fold, introducing him to both Mr. Blair and Mr. Brown, each regarded at that time as potential future leaders of the Labour Party. In 1997, as Labour re-entered government, Blair offered him a place as special advisor in Number 10, where Roger led on the new UK policy of positive engagement with the European Union. And when in 2004 Mandelson became Britain's European Commissioner in Trade, Roger joined him in Brussels as special advisor, eventually becoming principal advisor to the President of the European Commission. Roger's strong commitment to Europe led to the publication of 4 books focusing on European issues, and he offered strong advocacy for positive relations with Europe as we approached the Brexit vote and subsequent negotiations. Retiring from the Commission in 2007, Roger returned to his home in Cumbria, where he was appointed chair of Cumbria Vision, an economic development unit formed by the North West Development Agency. At the time, this was chaired by Brian Gray, who was then Pro-Chancellor of this university. In 2010, Roger became chairperson of the Policy Network think tank, established to develop ideas for solutions to the challenges of the 21st century and the future of social democracy. This he cites as being one of the most enjoyable periods of his career. Also during this period, he took on a further 2 roles for which he remains proud: a county councillor for Cumbria and Pro-Chancellor at Lancaster University. At Lancaster, the Pro-Chancellor is the chair of the university's council, its governing body, which is responsible for the university's strategy and corporate life. When Brian Gray came to the end of his term in 2013, he encouraged the university to consider Roger as his successor. And it became immediately obvious to those on the selection committee that Roger was someone whose life experiences and personal values resonated strongly with those of the mission and the vision of the university. Roger was appointed at a time of significant change and innovation for the university, with a relatively new Vice-Chancellor and senior team in place. And through his leadership, he encouraged the university to be brave and to innovate in line with its history and its values. Notably, this included projects such as the Health Innovation Campus and the groundbreaking UA92 in Manchester, as well as major investment into STEM education and more latterly the establishment of a new mathematics school in Preston. Lord Liddell has continued to champion the value of universities to support and regenerate their regions and the importance of education in widening opportunities for young people. His pro-chancellorships oversaw significant growth of the university, particularly via the establishment of new international partnerships to achieve our aim of becoming a globally significant institution. And this included approving campuses in Ghana, China, and Leipzig, the latter ensuring that Lancaster University would retain a footprint in Europe after the UK's exit. During his tenure, the university undertook the most significant capital investment programme in the history of the campus, and this included the development of key academic facilities, such as the Management School West Pavilion, the Engineering Building, and Health Innovation 1. This programme also saw substantial investment in the wider student experience through the Sports Centre expansion and the extension and redevelopment of the library. Roger has provided strong and effective leadership at many points of significant challenge for the university, most recently through the unprecedented first 6 months of the pandemic, but also through the transition to regulation by the Office of Students, the modernisation of the university's corporate governance structures to ensure that the university was engaging effectively with its wider community through the Lancaster Exchange, and once-in-a-lifetime events such as Storm Desmond. Roger's legacy at Lancaster will be felt for decades to come, both in terms of the physical changes to the university's estate, but also in the way the culture and values of the university have developed and our impact on both local and international communities. He has provided both challenge and support, setting stretching targets for us all, high expectations, and strong values. Roger is a lifelong friend to Lancaster University. He is regarded fondly by all who work with him, and we are grateful for both his strong leadership and his continuing support. Therefore, it is a privilege, Vice-Chancellor, to present to you, on behalf of the Senate, Roger Baron Liddell of Carlisle for conferral of the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, fellow members of the university and honoured guests. It is a real honour to be presented with this degree today. Sue, in what she had to say, was far too nice about me. The achievements of the university in those years weren't my achievements. They were the achievements of the whole body of the university, its committed staff, its committed leadership, and its students as well. And I hope that is what will happen in years to come in the future. I've nothing really to add to what Sue had to say, except one particular thing. To the extent I've been a success in life, I'd like to put on record how much I owe to my parents. My father left school at 15 in order to become a railway clerk in Carlisle. My mother left school at 14, both very clever people, but without the opportunities that I have had. And from my earliest memories, they were absolutely determined that I would enjoy those opportunities. And they got me through the 11 plus, they backed me at school into the sixth form. They opened doors for me to a world that they had no knowledge and no experience of. And I owe everything, really, to them. They saw education as the road to freedom from insecurity, which both their families had felt, and to a better and fuller life. And I still believe that to be the case. The other thing I'd like to say about Lancaster is I've shaken many hands, and we aren't allowed to do it at the moment, but at these degree ceremonies, presided over many honorary degrees. And it is a huge honor to be on the receiving end for once. But it's particularly important to me to receive this award from our Vice-Chancellor, Andy Schofield. As Chair of Council, I worked with two Vice-Chancellors. Mark Smith I inherited, Andy Schofield I appointed. They were both scientists of distinction, both Cambridge doctorates, and somehow we managed to get on together despite the fact that I hadn't even got a Science O-level. We had the most excellent working relationship, which I greatly valued and enjoyed. I'm a great believer in Lancaster. You can't really say it's unique, that's too much. You can't say it's pretty unique, that's an abuse of the English language. But what it is exceptional and special. And it's a remarkable thing, and as I saw the graduations today, reminded me of it. This university was only founded 57 years ago. It's a relatively small university in a relatively small town, city, in a rather remote part of England. And it is tremendous that Lancaster is almost in the top 100 universities in the world, getting there steadily, and has been in the top 10, the top 12 in Britain. And it is a fantastic achievement of everyone who over the decades has been involved. And the secret, I believe, of Lancaster's success is that it combines academic excellence with equity. And very, very few universities actually succeed in doing this. We have world-leading research going on here, but we also have one of the largest state school intakes for a good university of any, and a very generous mechanisms for securing access for the poor and disadvantaged. There's a lot of talk in Britain about levelling up. Well, I would say Lancaster's been doing that for at least 3 generations. And I think the future is very bright. We are seeing a new emphasis on research. National research budgets are rising. That's the only national strategy, really, to be at a leading innovator that makes sense in a post-Brexit world. The university gives us also international reach. And the university gives this idea of global Britain real meaning. So that is positive. The other thing is that we are at the heart of one of the greatest challenges facing Britain, and particularly England, which is growing regional inequality. We're in a situation around here where in London, 60% of 18-year-olds or so are going to university, but in many, many Lancashire towns and Cumbrian towns, the figure is 30 or 40%. And Lancaster has, in my view, a huge role to play in trying to find solutions to that problem, and it's been an enormous privilege to be part of it. Now, just one final thing I want to say. I did think about whether we should go ahead with this ceremony today, with me in it anyway, because of the present COVID emergency. But I listened carefully to what the chief medical officer said, and what he said was this: people should be prioritizing only those things that really matter to them. Well, I can tell you, Lancaster matters to me, and that's why I'm here today and absolutely delighted to receive this degree. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of Lancaster University Management School who are worthy to receive higher degrees and diplomas of the university. For the degree of Master of Arts, John Kelly. Paula Markham. Katie Payne. Joanna Telfer. Philip James Wilson.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon these members of the Lancaster University Management School the degrees and diplomas for which they have been presented. My congratulations to you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of the University of Cumbria who are worthy to receive higher degrees of the university. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Lynn Catherine Breeze. Apologies. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, I should have read out the thesis title first, so if you wouldn't mind just refraining from clapping until I've done that. Thank you very much. Karen Elizabeth Mills. It's me, right, okay. Nohan Hassan Abbas. Fit and appropriation model for training, an action research study to advance mobile technology training in police forces. Robert David Ewan, vulnerability, criminal justice and witnesses, the relationship between vulnerability and the criminal justice system. James Anthony Isett, performing miracles, the real magic behind the performance. Karen Elizabeth Mills, taking the lead in the preparation of future teachers, exploring a school-led route of initial teacher education in England through the lens of a selection of primary head teachers. Michelle Susan Perryman Fox, a theory of occupational agency, an international investigation of occupational therapists' negotiations. Frances Jane Sapsford, an investigation of the effects of age and stroke on implicit motor imagery as demonstrated by a hand laterality judgment test. Simon Peter Taylor, exploring the survival strategies of small social housing providers in a competitive age from a critical realist perspective.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon these members of the University of Cumbria the degrees and diplomas for which they have been presented. Very well done indeed. Congratulations. I now declare closed this congregation of the University of Lancaster. Long may the university prosper.